Hello my dear students, welcome to my class. In this class we are going to study the objective of organic chemistry, that is amines now. We have already studied the PE portion and we are going to discuss some of the objectives from this lesson. I recommend you to watch all the videos once again and also go through all the concepts so that the objective will become so easy to you. Let us begin. So we'll start with our neat corner. The first question from the neat corner is, which of the following compounds is an enamine? So which of the following compounds is an enamine? So what is a enamine? En means double bond here. Enamine means this is the structure of enamine. Maybe here primary amine means we have NH2, secondary means we have only NH, tertiary means we have N. But this is what an enamine should have. En means double bond, amine means NH2 or N or NH. Now which is enamine? So here structure 3 in our material is enamine. So why this is a structure 3 given in our material? So that is a enamine, because here C double bond C and here is nitrogen. So that this is clearly an enamine. Let us go for the question number 2. C3H9N represents C3H9N represents primary amine, secondary amine, tertiary amine, all of these. So actually if you see here, it can be written as a primary amine. What is a primary amine? A primary amine will have NH2 as the functional group. There are 3 carbons and 9 hydrogens, CH3, CH2, CH2, NH2. It's a primary amine. It's a primary amine here. You can write in the form of a secondary amine. Look here, this is a secondary amine, C3H9N. Even it can be written as a tertiary amine. Trimethylamine here, it's a tertiary amine with the same formula C3H9N. So C3H9N molecule can be either a primary amine or secondary amine or a tertiary amine. All are possible here. So right option is 4, all of these. Let us move to the next question. Which of the following is an explosive? Explosive means that explodes. Here some examples are given. Which of them is an explosive? I will read the options. Nitroglycerin. So it is explosive. Actually the question is which of the following is not an explosive. So first option is explosive, that is nitroglycerin. Second one orthoaminotoluene. It is not an explosive. So now the physical properties. Methyl benzene is called as toluene. If we have NH2 group on ortho position, it is called as orthoaminotoluene. It is not an explosive. So this is the right option. If you see the third option, that is dynamite. Dynamite is one of the explosives. And the last option is trinitrotoluene, TNT. That is also one of the explosives. So this is not the explosive. Now let us move to the next objective question. Once you go through all the concepts and if you get a clarity regarding the concepts, then the multiple choice questions will become easy. Now it is question number 4. The number of resonance structures of aniline is. The number of resonance structures of aniline. What is aniline? C6H5NH2 is known as a aniline. On aniline we know that nitrogen is the central atom and it shows a plus M effect. So due to plus M, what will happen? These lone pairs will be transformed onto here. So that what we will get here, the nitrogen will acquire a positive charge. This is the nitrogen here with positive charge and here a double bond will be formed, and here is a negative charge. Why negative charge? These electrons are shifted here. We all know that how to write the resonance structures. This is for aniline. Even all the plus M groups will show the same kind of resonance. In the next step, these electrons will be transferred here to form pi bond. At the same time, these pi bonded electrons are shifted onto the carbon. Why this shifting is taking place? To maintain the tetravalency of the carbon, because carbon has already 4 bonds, so that if an additional bond is formed, it will be violating the rule, so that the pi bond electrons will be transferred to the adjacent carbon, onto the adjacent carbon. Now what is the next resonance what we are going to get here? So here nitrogen has a positive charge, and we have a double bond here and a negative charge here. Even phenol also, the OH group is plus M and same type of resonance we can see. So here if these electrons are transferred, again we get one more resonance where nitrogen has a positive charge on aniline, and here is the double bond and here is the negative charge. These electrons will be again transferred here, and so these electrons move back to their actual state. So what we are going to get here, a double bond will be formed here. At the same time, double bonded electrons will be moved on to nitrogen as lone pairs. So these are the resonance structures of aniline. How many structures are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structures. So the number of resonance structures are 5 for aniline. Even other monosubstituted plus M group are present on benzene, that will show same kind of resonance structures. Next, let us go for the next question. The IUPAC name for next one is based on the IUPAC name, that is CH3 taken twice, N C CH3 taken 3 times. We have to write the IUPAC name. So I will expand it so that that is easy for us. So this is CH3 and here CH3 and here it is C, and there are 3 methyl groups. So that is CH3 and CH3 and CH3. So to give the name, first we have to select the parent amine. So here nitrogen, the amine group nitrogen here attached to the carbon, this carbon. So that this is the parent chain, because we have 3 number of carbons here, highest number of carbon. This is the first carbon, this is the second one, and here it is the third one. So that it is a 2 propanamine, because the amino group is there on nitrogen, second carbon, it is propane, so that 2 propanamine. But on the second carbon we have a methyl group on the second, so it is a 2 methyl propanamine. But there are substitutions on nitrogen. We have to recall the rules, refer to the rules of nomenclature. So that 1 methyl is there, then we call it as N-methyl. But 2 methyls are there. So that what we call it as N, N, and 2 methyl groups. So what we write dimethyl, N, N. Here capital N should be there, N, N, dimethyl. This is propanamine, but methyl group is there on this carbon also, second carbon, so that it is a 2 methyl 2 propanamine. Its name is so it is N, N dimethyl 2 methyl 2 propanamine, 2 methyl 2 propanamine. This is the IUPAC name of this molecule. Let us go for the next objective question. The general formula of so here the option is N, N dimethyl 2 methyl propanamine. B is the right option. Now let us go to the next objective question. Next question is the general formula of quaternary ammonium compound is. So what is the general formula for quaternary ammonium compounds? R4 NX. Primary amine means RNH2. Secondary amine means R2NH, sorry. Tertiary means R3N. Quaternary means R4NX. This is the general formula of quaternary ammonium salt. So here the right option is third one, that is R4NX. Now let us go for this is actually question number 6. We are moving on to 7th question. Ethyl methyl propanamine forms ethyl methyl, that is ethyl methyl, this is methyl propanamine, this is propanamine. Ethyl methyl propanamine is the parent here. So this is the molecule given. Forms non-superimposable mirror images but does not show optical activity because of. So why it is not showing optical activity? Here asymmetric atom is there and it will form mirror and image mirror and its image. This molecule have two forms, mirror and image form. But why it is not showing optical activity? So if some molecule have both mirror and image relationship, then it is called as enantiomer. But if it is not showing optical activity, that is due to the fast interconversion between those two forms. Actually here, if you read the first option of rapid flipping. So what is meant by flipping here? Changing from one form to the another form. So it won't have any optical activity. So the first option itself is the right option. Though it have asymmetric nitrogen here, it won't have optical activity due to the rapid flipping. Now let us go for the question number 8. The valency of nitrogen in tertiary amines. The valency of nitrogen, what is a tertiary amine? R3N. So its valency is 3. So in tertiary amines, clearly 3 alkyl groups are bonded to one nitrogen and its valency is 3. Direct question. Now let us move to the 9th question. Treatment of ammonia with excess of ethyl iodide will yield. Treatment of ammonia with excess of ethyl iodide. So this is ethyl iodide and we are taking excess of ethyl iodide and ammonia. So what will happen here? Due to the reaction, I will be replaced with NH2. H and I will be removed here. H and I will be removed. What we get here? C2. What we are going to get is C2H5NH2. If we treat again with ethyl iodide, C2H5I, one HI will be removed. One more ethyl will be substituted. So that is C2H5 taken twice NH. Again if you continue, what will happen? This hydrogen will also be removed. H and I will be removed. So we will get a triethyl amine. Again if you add one more ethyl iodide, C2H5I, what we get? C2H5 taken 4 times Ni. So quaternary salt of ammonia, tetraethyl ammonium iodide. So this is the end product that is going to form. But here it is excess. So we have taken excess of ethyl iodide. That is why this product is formed. If you don't take excess, then this is the product formed here. So what is the right option here? If you see the options here. So tertiary ethyl ammonium iodide. So tertiary ethyl. It is not a tertiary actually. It is a tetraethyl. Tertiary is not correct. So it is a tetraethyl ammonium iodide. Now let us move to the next objective question. That is question number 10. Tertiary means tertiary nitrogen should be there. Tetra means here, tetraethyl means that is quaternary. Tetraethyl, there are 4 ethyls. Let us move to the next objective question. Question number 10. Which of the following will not give N-ethyl cyclopentyl amine? Which of the following will not give N-ethyl cyclopentylamine. Cyclopentylamine means this is cyclopentyl ring. N-ethyl, so that means here we have an ethyl group. So this is known as N-ethyl cyclopentylamine. N-ethyl cyclopentylamine. So which reaction won't give this product? We have to find which of the following won't give the cyclopentylamine. We have to check. So all the reactions will give this product, but one reaction won't give this product. We have to find that reaction. So let us see the options here. We have to check all the options. So here cyclopentylamine is taken, that is treated with acetaldehyde, and it is reduced in the presence of platinum and hydrogen. So let us see the equation first. This equation is already we have studied in aldehydes, in the properties of aldehyde. What is it? CH3, C double bond O, H. This is acetaldehyde. And here I am writing that amine here, cyclopentylamine. Now what will happen here? We all know that this is a carbonyl group. So here we all know that the pi electrons will be transformed onto the oxygen, so that oxygen will get a negative charge and carbon will have a positive charge. So that here one H will be transformed onto the oxygen to give OH. So what is the product formed here? Initially CH3, it is OH, and here hydrogen, and here NH. But what will happen here? We all know that it will condense here. Water molecule will be lost here. So once water is lost, what is left here? CH3, CH double bond N. It is cyclopentyl actually. Now it undergoes reduction. Reduction means what we'll do, we'll add hydrogen. Here at the double bond we are going to add the hydrogen. So if one hydrogen is added, it will become CH here, it will become CH2. If one hydrogen is added here, it will become NH. So this is the product, C2H5NH cyclopentyl ring. So we are getting the product here. We are getting this is the same as this one. So first reaction is giving that product. Let us see the second one. Second one is cyclopentanone is given here. In the second option what they had given is cyclopentanone. You all know that is a ketone. This is what given here, cyclopentanone, no? That is treated with the ethanamine. That is treated with ethanamine. So this is ethanamine. Actually this is carried in the presence of hydrogen and platinum. It is a reduction here again. But initially what will happen, just now I told you that carbonyl group undergoes nucleophilic addition here. So that what we can write, due to that polarity, so this is a CO, and one hydrogen will be transferred onto oxygen, giving rise to OH, and here this is bonded to nitrogen, so that is NHC2H5. In the next step, what it will take place here, a condensation takes place here, that is water is lost here. When water is lost, what is remaining here? It is carbon here, and H2O is left there, H2O is removed there, so that here double bond N we are getting. So H and OH is removed and C2H5. But finally here reduction is taking place. Reduction means here hydrogen will be added here, so that we get the cyclopentyl ring and N here. But as we are adding hydrogen, it will become NHC2H5. So second reaction is also yielding the same product. We have to find the product that is not giving the required product. That is N-ethyl cyclopentyl. N-ethyl cyclopentylamine. Now let us check the third option. So we have given acid chloride here. C double bond O. Cl is the general formula for an acid chloride. that is treated with ethylamine C2H5NH2 and again reduced here. So first let us treat with this. So what will happen here? H and Cl will be lost here. So H and Cl will be lost. So we'll get amide here. This is C double bond O. Here one H and Cl is lost. So that what is left here? NH C2H5. Next step, what is given here? It is reduced with lithium aluminum hydride and what? Lithium aluminum hydride is given and water. So here addition of hydrogen, what it will become? Here oxygen will be lost in the form of water. So that what we are going to get here? C. So when it is reduced here, clearly it is a reduction reaction. First of all, here C and here HCl is lost and there is a bond between CO and NH here. So on reducing, what will happen here? Water will be removed so that it will become CH and two hydrogens if you add, it will become CH2 and here on addition of hydrogen it will become NHC2H5. So if you look at this structure here, it is a this is a CH2 here. CH2, why? Because here water is lost, water is taken out, so that it will be turned into methylene group. And what is left over here? NH. So we are not getting N-ethyl cyclopentylamine. So here we are not getting the product. So this is the right option. So this is the product in which we are not getting a N-ethyl cyclopentylamine. Let us move to the next objective question. That is question number 11. Identify the F in the following chemical reaction. One reaction is given. In that reaction we have to find what is capital F here. So what is given? First N-propyl alcohol is given, CH3, CH2, CH2OH. This is N-propyl alcohol and here it is treated with red phosphorus and bromine. Red phosphorus and bromine. We know the reaction of alcohols. What is going to be formed here? Alkyl halide. So what is E here? We have to find. And again what they have done? They have treated with ammonia and we have to find with F there. So first what I told you here, so Br will replace OH, so that what we get? CH3, CH2, CH2Br, that is N-propyl bromide. And again if it is treated with ammonia, now only I told you ammonolysis reaction. When alkyl halides are treated with ammonia, one amino group will be formed here, CH3, that will give CH3, CH2, CH2, NH2. H and Br will be removed. H and Br will be removed. So this is nothing but propanamine. N-propanamine will be formed. So F is N-propanamine. So if you see the options here, so N-propylamine. So first option itself is the right option. Now let us move to the next question. Alkanamide, which an Hoffman bromide gives 1-phenyl ethanamine. 1-phenyl ethanamine. So 1-phenyl ethanamine, which will give 1-phenyl ethanamine. What is ethanamine? So CH3, CH2, NH2 is ethanamine. Here 1-phenyl is there. That means here this is 1-phenyl benzene ring. So which will give which of the following reactions will give 1-phenyl ethanamine in Hoffman reaction? First of all, we should have to recall the general Hoffman bromide degradation. In the theory, we have learned that amides, when treated with bromine in the presence of with the KOH, what we are going to get? We get an amine. Amide will be converted into an amine. In the theory we have learnt already. So this is called as Hoffman bromide degradation. I told you that the amine formed will have lesser number of carbons than the amide. That is why it is called as a degradation method. So that means if that amide has 4 carbon, the amine formed will be having 3 carbons only. Now which of the following will be in the given reactions which will give this product? Let us see. So first one is a 2-phenyl propanamide is given. 2-phenyl propanamide. First of all, what is a propanamide? CH3, CH2, CH2, CONH2 is called as a propanamide. This is propanamide. So here, but what is given here? 2-phenyl propanamide. 2-phenyl means here. 2-phenyl means here is the phenolic group. That is nothing but benzene ring. So this is benzene ring here. So this is benzene ring here. Now on Hoffman bromide degradation, what it is going to give? It will give an amine with less number of carbon. That means it will be removed. So actually here it is a propanamide, not a butanamide. So that what we have to do is here, this is a CH, I will write here, this is propanamide actually. This is propanamide because that should have 3 carbons. So what is given? Propanamide, 2-phenyl propanamide is given. Now I told you that this CO will be degraded here. Only R and H2 will be formed. That means here CO will be removed and so we get CH3, CH and a phenyl ring here, that is a benzene ring, and NH2. So what we are getting exactly? We are getting 1-phenyl ethanamine in this reaction. So first reaction itself will give us a 1-phenyl ethanamine. So the first option itself is the right option. So just it is a question based on Hoffman bromide degradation method. It is one of the methods where an amide will produce an amine with less number of carbon atoms, 1 carbon less than the parent amide. Now let us move to the next objective question. That is the major product, 72 to 80% of the reaction between metadinitrobenzene with ammonium sulfide is. So here some ammonium sulfide is given here and metadinitrobenzene. This is so this is ortho and this is meta, and this is metadinitrobenzene is given, and it is treated with ammonium sulfide here. That is what is the major product formed during this reaction is asked here. So look here, ammonium sulfide is used to reduce for selective reduction. You all know that nitro compounds can be reduced. If you use a tin and HCl, that will reduce NO2 into NH2. But ammonium sulfide will reduce selectively any one of the NO2 groups. So here both are equivalent here. So that here let it be one here we are adding hydrogen. So what will happen here? Water will be lost here, okay, and NO2 will be reduced into NH2, and this NO2 remains as it is. So what we are getting? Ortho, nitro, aniline we are getting. You can reduce this one or this one, any one of them, same product will be obtained. So what is the right option here? Second one is the right option, that is ortho, nitro, aniline. So it is used to selective reduction, ammonium sulfide. So let us go to the next question. Which of the following reaction will not give a primary amine? So here some reactions are given which won't give the primary amine. First one is the CH3CO NH2 in the presence of bromine and KOH. We all know that it is Hoffman bromide degradation. We get a primary amine. What is that primary amine? CH3 NH2. What are the other products? We all know that KBr, K2CO3 and water will be the other product. But anyway, this is giving us a primary amine. Let us check the second option, that is CH3CN reduction with the lithium aluminum hydride. Clearly it will give a primary amine. So look here due to reduction hydrogen is added here, and here is also hydrogen is added, because carbon and nitrogen will have a triple bond. So easily we can add hydrogen there. So that is also giving a amine here. Third one, isocyanide here, CH3 NC is given. Clearly it cannot give it's lithium aluminum hydride. It cannot give a primary amine, because if you see here, due to reduction what will be produced here, N here and here. For example, if we add 4 hydrogens, 3 are here, that is CH3, and 1 hydrogen here. 4 hydrogens if we add, what will happen here? It will become CH3 NHCH3. We are getting secondary amine, so that this won't give a primary amine. So this is the right option. Now let us go for the last 15th question. When phenyl esteric acid is heated with the primary in the presence of hydrozoic acid, when phenyl acetic acid is heated in the presence of hydrozoic acid and H2SO4 at 50 to 60 degrees centigrade, what is the product? So phenyl acetic acid is taken. Phenyl means benzene ring, C6H5 here. That is treated with the hydrozoic acid. Phenyl acetic acid. Acetic acid is CH3COOH. Phenyl acetic acid means this is phenyl acetic acid, C6H5, and that is treated with the hydrozoic acid. So what is their hydrozoic acid treated with hydrozoic acid with H2SO4 at 50 to 55 degrees centigrade. So what will happen? This carbon dioxide will be eliminated and we'll get an amine here. This is one of the methods used to prepare amines. This is CH2 and here N is there, that will be that N and hydrogen, one of the hydrogens will be moving here to give rise to NH2, and what is removed here? CO2 and N2. So what is the product that we are getting? We get an amine here. So how CO2 is removed here, and out of 3 nitrogens, 2 nitrogens left in the form of nitrogen gas, and nitrogen is forming a NH2 group. So here the right option is C6H5 CH2NH2. So here third option is the right option. So we'll continue in the next class. You have to practice the questions by studying the concepts from your material. Thank you.